Welcome to Dreamtale Sleep Stories. Tonight's reading is The Problem Solver. Settle into your bed or sofa and let your shoulders, jaw, and eyelids grow heavy. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, and sigh the air away, allowing the day to fade into quiet dark. With every soft inhale, you invite fresh English phrases. With every gentle exhale, stray thoughts drift farther off. Behind my voice flows a gentle melody, renowned for guiding the mind toward deep relaxation. Keep your eyes closed or follow the captions, whichever feels right. Simply receive the rhythm and resonance of the language. Deep in rest, tonight's phrases will take root like seeds, ready to bloom into stronger English skills with the morning light. When you feel settled, hold that unhurried breath and allow yourself to drift into the tale. The Problem Solver begins now. And when the story's final line has faded, the music will linger a little longer, carrying you gently deeper into sleep. The Problem Solver. Emma sat at her bedroom window, watching her neighbor, Mrs. Chen, struggle with her heavy shopping bags. The old woman stopped every few steps, resting the bags on the ground before picking them up again. Emma had seen this same scene many times before, and each time it made her think. There must be a better way, Emma said to herself, opening her notebook. She had filled 3 notebooks with ideas for solving everyday problems. Most people thought Emma was just a dreamy 12-year-old girl. But Emma saw problems everywhere that needed fixing. At school the next morning, Emma noticed her friend Jake trying to balance his lunch tray while opening the cafeteria door. The tray wobbled dangerously, and Jake's apple rolled onto the floor. Emma quickly picked it up and handed it back to him. "Thanks, Emma," Jake said. "I hate carrying this tray. I drop something every day." Emma wrote in her notebook, "Cafeteria door problem. Need hands-free solution." During math class, Emma watched their teacher, Mr. Rodriguez, erase the whiteboard with the old, dirty eraser. The eraser left streaks across the board, making it hard to read the new problems he wrote. "Sorry about the board," Mr. Rodriguez said to the class. "This eraser doesn't work very well anymore, but it's all we have." Emma added another note. "Whiteboard eraser problem. Need better cleaning solution." After school, Emma walked home through the park. She saw a mother pushing a stroller while trying to hold an umbrella over her baby. The wind kept blowing the umbrella away from the stroller, and the baby was getting wet. "Umbrella and stroller problem," Emma wrote. "Need umbrella attached to stroller." That evening at dinner, Emma told her parents about all the problems she had noticed that day. "Emma, you have a good heart," her mother said, "but you can't fix every problem in the world." "Why not?" Emma asked. "Even small fixes can help people." Her father smiled. "What do you want to try first?" Emma looked at her notebook. "I think I'll start with Mrs. Chen's shopping bag problem. She lives right next door, so I can test my ideas easily." The next Saturday morning, Emma went to her father's garage. She found an old suitcase with wheels and some rope. She carefully cut a hole in the top of the suitcase and tied the rope through it to make a handle. "This could work," Emma said, pulling the modified suitcase around the garage. "It's like a shopping cart, but smaller and easier to carry upstairs. Emma knocked on Mrs. Chen's door and showed her the wheeled suitcase. "This is very thoughtful, Emma," Mrs. Chen said, "but I'm not sure it will work. The wheels might break on the rough sidewalk." "Let's try it together," Emma suggested. "If it doesn't work, I'll think of something else." They walked to the grocery store together. Mrs. Chen pulled the suitcase behind her, and Emma carried a regular shopping bag. At the store, Mrs. Chen filled the suitcase with her groceries. The wheels rolled smoothly through the store aisles. But when they got outside, Emma saw the problem Mrs. Chen had mentioned. The small wheels got stuck in the cracks in the sidewalk. Mrs. Chen had to lift the suitcase often, which was just as difficult as carrying bags. "I'm sorry, Mrs. Chen," Emma said. "This isn't working well." "It's okay, dear," Mrs. Chen replied kindly. "It was a good idea. Maybe you can think of something better." Emma felt disappointed, but she didn't give up. She spent the next week watching Mrs. Chen more carefully. She noticed that Mrs. Chen had to rest because the bag handles cut into her hands. The weight wasn't the only problem. It was how the weight pulled on her fingers and arms. Emma had a new idea. She found an old backpack and some foam padding. She sewed the padding onto the backpack straps to make them more comfortable. Then she added extra pockets on the outside for small items. "Mrs. Chen," Emma said, showing her the modified backpack, "this will spread the weight across your shoulders instead of just your hands." Mrs. Chen tried on the backpack. "This feels much better, Emma. The weight is easier to carry this way." They tested the backpack at the grocery store. Mrs. Chen could carry more groceries with less strain on her hands and arms. The extra pockets kept her keys and wallet easy to reach. "This is wonderful, Emma," Mrs. Chen said. "You really are a problem solver." Emma felt proud, but she also felt excited about her next challenge. She decided to work on Jake's cafeteria tray problem. At lunch the next day, Emma studied the cafeteria doors. They were heavy and opened toward the students, making it hard to push through while carrying a tray. Emma noticed that the doors had windows, so people could see when someone was coming from the other side. Emma talked to Mr. Peterson, the school janitor. "Mr. Peterson, would it be possible to make the cafeteria doors push outward instead of inward?" Mr. Peterson scratched his head. "That's not easy to change, Emma. Those doors are built into the wall frame. But maybe there's another way to help." Emma thought about this problem for several days. Then she remembered the automatic door sensors at the grocery store. She talked to her science teacher, Miss Williams, about motion sensors. "Motion sensors are expensive, Emma," Miss Williams explained. "But there might be a simpler solution. What if we put a sign on both sides of the door, asking people to help others who are carrying trays?" Emma liked this idea, but she wanted to try something more creative. She asked Mr. Peterson if she could put a small mirror on the wall next to the door. The mirror would let people see if someone was coming from the other side while carrying a tray. "That's a smart idea, Emma," Mr. Peterson said. "Let's try it." They installed a small mirror on each side of the cafeteria doors. Emma also made colorful signs that said, "Please help students carrying trays." The signs had pictures showing people holding doors open for each other. The next week, Emma watched the cafeteria doors during lunch. Students began looking in the mirrors before opening the doors. When they saw someone coming with a tray, they held the door open. Jake didn't drop any food that week. "Emma, your door solution is working great," Jake said. "Thanks for helping." Emma felt happy about solving Jake's problem, but she still wanted to help Mr. Rodriguez with the whiteboard eraser. She researched different types of erasers online and learned that microfiber cloth cleaned whiteboards better than felt erasers. Emma bought a small piece of microfiber cloth with her allowance money. She sewed it around a rectangular piece of cardboard to make a new eraser. She also made a small spray bottle with water and a tiny bit of dish soap for stubborn marks. "Mr. Rodriguez," Emma said after math class, "I made this new eraser for the whiteboard. Would you like to try it?" Mr. Rodriguez used Emma's eraser to clean the board. It removed all the marks and left no streaks. "Emma, this works perfectly," Mr. Rodriguez said. "Where did you learn to make this?" "I just researched different cleaning methods," Emma replied. "I noticed that the old eraser wasn't working well, so I wanted to help." Mr. Rodriguez was so impressed that he asked Emma to show other teachers how to make the new erasers. Emma taught 3 other teachers, and soon, several classrooms had better whiteboard cleaning tools. Words about Emma's problem-solving skills began to spread around the school. Students started asking her for help with small problems. Maria asked Emma to help organize her messy locker. Tom wanted help keeping his papers from blowing away on windy days. Sarah needed a way to remember to bring her library books back on time. Emma enjoyed helping her classmates, but she realized she couldn't solve every problem by herself. She had an idea for something bigger. Emma talked to Miss Williams about starting a problem-solving club at school. The club would meet once a week to discuss everyday problems and brainstorm solutions together. "That's an excellent idea, Emma," Miss Williams said. "Teamwork often leads to better solutions than working alone." The first problem-solving club meeting had 8 students. Emma explained how she had been noticing and fixing small problems around school and in the neighborhood. She showed everyone her notebooks full of ideas. "The most important thing," Emma told the group, "is to really watch and listen. Problems are everywhere, but we often don't notice them because we get used to them." The club members decided to spend 1 week just observing problems around school. They would meet the following week to share what they had noticed. At the next meeting, the students had found many interesting problems. David noticed that the water fountains were too high for younger students. Lisa saw that the library books were hard to find because the signs were confusing. Kevin realized that students often forgot their homework at home because they packed their backpacks in a hurry. "These are all great observations," Emma said. "Now let's work together to think of solutions." The club members divided into pairs to work on different problems. Emma partnered with David to address the water fountain issue. They measured the heights of students in different grades and found that about 40% of the students were too short to drink comfortably from the fountains. Emma and David talked to the school principal, Mrs. Anderson, about their findings. Mrs. Anderson explained that installing new, lower water fountains would be very expensive, but she was interested in their research and asked if they had other ideas. Emma and David designed a simple step platform that could be placed in front of the water fountains. They made a prototype using wood from Emma's father's garage. The platform was stable enough for small children to stand on safely, but light enough for older students to move when it wasn't needed. Mrs. Anderson approved their design, and the school maintenance team built 3 platforms for the main hallway water fountains. The younger students were excited to be able to reach the water easily. Meanwhile, other club members were working on their chosen problems. Lisa and her partner created new, clearer signs for the library sections. Kevin and his partner designed a homework checklist that students could tape inside their lockers. As the weeks went by, the problem-solving club grew larger. More students wanted to join, and even some teachers asked if they could participate. Emma was happy to see her idea spreading, but she also felt a little overwhelmed by all the attention. One day, Emma was sitting in the park, writing in her notebook, when she saw the mother with the stroller and umbrella again. It was raining lightly, and the woman was still struggling to keep her baby dry while pushing the stroller. Emma had been thinking about this problem for weeks, but she hadn't found a good solution yet. She watched the mother carefully, noting exactly how she moved and what made the umbrella difficult to manage. Emma realized that the problem wasn't just attaching an umbrella to the stroller. The umbrella needed to be adjustable for different heights and wind directions. It also needed to be easy to put up and take down quickly. Emma sketched several designs in her notebook. Her favorite idea was a flexible arm that could clamp onto the stroller handle. The arm would hold an umbrella at the right angle to cover the baby, and it could be adjusted or removed easily. Emma talked to her father about building a prototype. Together, they used a flexible desk lamp arm and a small umbrella. They attached a clamp that could fit on different stroller handles. Finding the mother in the park, Emma approached her nervously. "Excuse me," Emma said. "I noticed you having trouble with your umbrella and stroller. I made something that might help." The mother, whose name was Jennifer, was curious about Emma's invention. She let Emma attach the device to her stroller. The umbrella arm extended over the baby, creating a small, dry space. "This is ingenious," Jennifer said. "How did you think of this?" Emma explained about her problem-solving hobby and the club at school. Jennifer was impressed by Emma's dedication to helping others. "Have you thought about sharing your ideas with more people?" Jennifer asked. "There might be other parents who would love this stroller umbrella." Emma hadn't considered that her inventions might help people beyond her immediate community. Jennifer encouraged Emma to research how young inventors could share their ideas with companies that made baby products. That evening, Emma talked to her parents about Jennifer's suggestion. Her mother helped her research young inventor programs and competitions. They found several contests for student inventors and innovators. Emma, her father said, "You've already helped so many people with your problem solving. Maybe it's time to think bigger." Emma felt excited, but also nervous about the idea of entering competitions. Her inventions were simple solutions made from everyday materials. Would they be good enough to compete with more sophisticated projects? The next problem-solving club meeting was the largest yet, with 15 students and 2 teachers. Emma told the group about her conversation with Jennifer and the inventor competitions she had discovered. "I think our club should enter the State Young Inventors Fair," Emma announced. "We could present our water fountain platform, the whiteboard erasers, and maybe the stroller umbrella." The club members were enthusiastic about the idea. Ms. Williams offered to help them prepare their presentation and document their problem-solving process. Over the next month, the club worked together to refine their inventions and prepare for the competition. They tested their solutions more thoroughly, gathered feedback from users, and documented how each invention solved a real problem. Emma learned that successful problem-solving wasn't just about having good ideas. It also required careful observation, testing, improvement, and teamwork. Most importantly, it required persistence when the first solution didn't work perfectly. The day of the State Inventors Fair finally arrived. Emma and 5 other club members traveled with Ms. Williams to the state capitol. The competition was held in a large convention center with hundreds of student inventors from across the state. Emma felt intimidated by some of the other projects. There were sophisticated robots, computer programs, and scientific experiments. But Ms. Williams reminded the team that their strength was in solving everyday problems that affected real people. During the presentation, Emma explained how she had started noticing small problems around her community. She demonstrated each of their inventions and shared stories about the people they had helped. David talked about their research process for the water fountain platform. Lisa explained how they had tested and improved their library signs. The judges were impressed by the practical nature of the club's inventions and their focus on helping others in their community. They asked thoughtful questions about the testing process and how the students had measured the success of their solutions. When the awards ceremony took place that evening, Emma's team didn't win first place, but they received a special recognition award for community impact and collaborative problem-solving. This award honors young inventors who focus on improving daily life for people in their communities, the judge announced. These students have shown that innovation doesn't always require expensive materials or complex technology. Sometimes the best solutions are simple, practical, and made with care for others. Emma felt proud as she and her teammates walked onto the stage to receive their award. But she felt even prouder when she thought about Mrs. Chen carrying her groceries easily. Jake navigating the cafeteria doors without dropping his lunch, and Mr. Rodriguez teaching with a clean whiteboard. On the bus ride home, Emma opened her notebook and started writing about new problems she had noticed at the convention center. The drinking fountains there had the same height problem as the ones at school. The bathroom doors were heavy and difficult for people with full hands to open. The information signs were confusing for visitors, trying to find different rooms. "Emma," Ms. Williams said, sitting down next to her, "you're already thinking about more problems to solve, aren't you?" Emma smiled and showed her teacher the new notes. "I can't help it," Emma said. "Once you start noticing problems, you see them everywhere. But I also see opportunities to help people everywhere." When they returned to school the following Monday, Emma found that news of their award had spread throughout the community. The local newspaper wanted to write an article about the problem-solving club. The mayor invited them to present their inventions at the next city council meeting. Emma realized that her small hobby of noticing and fixing problems had grown into something much bigger. But the most important part hadn't changed. She was still helping real people solve real problems in their daily lives. At the next problem-solving club meeting, new students and even some parents attended. Emma welcomed everyone and explained the club's approach to innovation. Problem-solving isn't about being the smartest person or having the best materials, Emma told the group. It's about caring enough to notice when something could be better and being willing to try different solutions until you find one that works. She held up her well-worn notebook, now her fourth one since she had started this journey. "Every problem in here represents a person who could be helped," Emma said. "Some problems are big and some are small, but they all matter because they all affect someone's daily life." Emma looked around at all the faces in the room, students, teachers, and parents who were interested in making their community a little bit better. She thought about Mrs. Chen, Jake, Mr. Rodriguez, Jennifer and her baby, and all the other people who had been helped by simple, thoughtful solutions. "The best part about problem solving," Emma continued, "is that anyone can do it. You don't need special tools or advanced degrees. You just need to pay attention, care about others, and be willing to try." As the meeting began and the group started sharing new problems they had noticed around town, Emma felt grateful for the journey that had started with just watching Mrs. Chen struggle with her shopping bags. She had learned that solving problems wasn't really about the problems at all. It was about connecting with people and making their lives a little easier, one small solution at a time. Emma opened her notebook to a fresh page and wrote at the top, "New problems to solve." Below that, she added her motto, "Every problem is an opportunity to help someone." The room filled with excited voices as students, teachers, and parents shared ideas and made plans to work together. Emma smiled as she listened to all the creative solutions being discussed. She had started by trying to fix small problems by herself, but now she had helped create a whole community of problem solvers. That night, as Emma got ready for bed, she looked out her window toward Mrs. Chen's house. She could see the light in Mrs. Chen's kitchen window and imagined her neighbor putting away groceries from the comfortable backpack that had made her shopping trips so much easier. Emma realized that the greatest invention of all hadn't been any particular device or solution. It had been discovering that when you care about others and work together, you can make the world a better place, one problem at a time. She closed her notebook and placed it on her bedside table, ready for tomorrow's new discoveries. Because Emma knew that tomorrow there would be new problems to notice, new people to help, and new opportunities to show that even young people could make a real difference in their communities. The problem solver had become a community of problem solvers, and Emma couldn't wait to see what they would accomplish together.